my gosh.
No. Don't
No,
worry
so,
about that. Only the assignments that are relevant to you are up. Okay, so I'm going to connect you now to the AS Design and Technology course on Share. Okay.
okay.
Can you see it? Are you able to see it?
There we go.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, so
Yeah.
like I said, I found everything that you uploaded. Thank you very much. It looks really good. I just want to get back to your homework for week 1, and I want to make sure that you're on track. Okay. So I'm just waiting for homework week 1 to
Okay,
open.
I haven't started with homework week 1 yet, though. I've been busy the whole time. Last night I only went to bed at 1:30.
Sure, Miguel. You must know that if you fall behind in week 1, you're going to be behind in week 2 as well, eh?
I secluded most of this afternoon to work on this homework week 1.
Is it? Okay. As long as
Yeah,
you
this
get to it.
afternoon.
Okay, because this week 1 homework is that 3-hour paper, the past paper that you have to complete. Can you see it here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is really, really important. So I wanted to go through some of it with you just to make sure that you're on track and that you know what needs to be done, and that you know what the essential knowledge is that you're supposed to have. And you'll see here,
Okay.
you have a textbook at home, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, you'll see that I inserted page numbers for you that you need to go look at. Chapter 4, okay, the project. And
For this,
that's for the coursework.
for the coursework.
It's for the coursework. You must look at the paper, at the past paper, where there are things relevant that you can use in your coursework. Processes, techniques, mediums, approaches to specific styles, how they use, for example, thermosetting plastics, where it was relevant, what methods were relevant, what tools were used. All of that is super, super, super important, because you now need to start isolating specific approaches that you can use and that you have to use and that are relevant to your topic. Okay.
And that's from the course, and that's from the homework you gave me.
Yeah, this is the homework I gave you. Okay, so if you look at this paper, I'm going to open it now.
Okay. So I should look through the textbook.
Yes.
And through this PDF you're about to open, eh?
Yes.
To see what is relevant to my project.
Yes, please.
Okay. From textbook and PDF. Okay.
Okay. Can you see the past paper? Okay, well, it's going to...
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Just going to...
I wanted to ask you about this. Should I do 3 of the questions, right? Then
you should do
submit
all
them.
the questions. Miguel, please do all the questions, okay? Because they're all very unique and they all deal with a specific part in the question paper. They all deal with a specific part in the question paper.
But what I wanted to make sure of is, should I first just do 3 and then submit them and do the rest of the other 6? Or should I do all of them and then submit them all at once?
I think do all of them and submit them all at once, because I'm going to count this entire paper. Okay, you'll see it counts out of 120 marks. That means you've done everything.
Okay.
Okay, I know it sounds like a lot, but what you should do as you're going through this paper is I want you to isolate things that you really struggle with, that you really, really don't understand. And if you see something that you understand and you would like to use it, also indicate that to me so that we can see how we can incorporate it into your coursework, okay?
Okay, 100%. I'm just quickly making a note of that. See what I understand and can use. See what I do not understand. Okay.
Okay. I want to put your attention to this question that's on the screen now.
This one.
Yes, this question.
The figure 2.
Figure 2, yes. I'm going to do
Okay.
something now. Just hang on, okay?
Okay. Sure, is it also that cold on your side?
It is freezing. This morning it was freezing. Now it's much better. Much, much better. And your
Bibber
side?
nog steeds.
Oh, shame. Yeah, well, you know, winter is approaching, apparently. I think it's in the air.
Apparently, she came early this year.
Yeah, she came early. That's a fact. Okay, Miguel, can you see what I'm doing here?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see that question
What
A?
you're doing?
You can see, but you don't know. That's fine. Okay, so can you see that question A clearly states that you should state a suitable material for a handle of the type shown in figure 2.1. Okay, so that's figure 2.1, that's the handle. Okay, show a suitable material and they state 2 reasons. Okay, 2 reasons. So if you look at this and what does it look like? What does this object look like?
It looks almost like a lollipop, almost.
No, man, the entire thing.
Oh, easel.
An easel. Okay, good. So let's call it a whiteboard stand. Okay.
Okay. Why would they prefer a whiteboard stand instead of easel? For mouse?
Well, typically an easel looks a little bit different, tiny bit different. This one you can see here, this means it's adjustable to close up. Can you see that? Easels don't really do it in that way. They don't. Easels can move up and down, and only the back part, you just open it by, there's normally like a little rope there, and not a mechanism like
a picture frame.
Yes, exactly. So it can just open sideways, but an easel can also extend upward. Okay, so I'd say this is more like a whiteboard stand or a scrap paper where you just flip the paper over to the back every time you've used the sheets. Okay. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so if you look at this specific thing now, right, and you look at this, let's say, well, to me, this looks like it's made out of wood. Okay.
To me
and
as well.
Yes, that always indicates wood. Do you see it? That bit there always indicates wood.
Your cursor isn't moving, I think.
It should be moving now. This part here. Yes.
I think my screen. I'm seeing the top part of the screen. I think your cursor is lower.
Really? Can't you see the full image?
I see a part of it.
Okay, can you see this bit here? Can you see that?
No. I don't think I'm seeing what you're seeing now.
Okay, because I just circled a part of the thing in blue, so you can't see that.
No.
Okay, but you can see this. Okay, so you're not seeing.
Let me tell you what I see. I see question.
Say again.
I see up until this question 3, discuss the influence of economic factors on the design.
Okay, but you don't see any pictures.
Now I do see the pictures, but I see the picture up until discuss the influence.
Okay. Do you see something that says handle and 25 and 35? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That is the handle bit. Can you see what I'm circling? Did you see what I was circling?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's try something else. Let me go out here. Let me stop the screen share there. And then I'm going to try it again by doing a screen grab. Okay. Can you see this?
You're lagging a bit again.
Okay. Can you see this page? Miguel?
Ms. Rademacher?
Yes, can you see this? Miguel?
Yeah, there I hear you better.
Okay, can you hear me now again? Okay, so let's try it again, okay?
I can hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me? Good. So I'm going to try this again. Okay, let's see if it works
Okay.
this time around. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see this image? Can you see the screen? Miguel?
Yeah. It's
Can
quickly
you?
loading. It's
Okay, I switched it off now. Miguel, what I think you should do, because I think we both have a little bit of an unstable thing going on here, just switch off your video as well, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I think this might increase the bandwidth. Let's see. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you fluently.
Good. Okay, so I'm going to share this image with you again. Let's see if it works this time around. Can you see it?
There we go.
Excellent. Okay, good. So, like I was saying, I'm now going to show you this image. Can you see that image in full?
I can see up until A, B, and C of figure 2.1.
Do you see any pictures?
Yes. I see
Good.
the easel with the handle and the screw where it connects in.
Brilliant. Do you see the red circle?
The red circle.
Yes. Do you see a red circle?
No,
You
not
don't.
red.
What color do you see?
It's all black and white.
Is everything black and white? Okay, now that's fine. On my end, it's red and blue, but it doesn't matter. Black and white is fine. Okay, so yes, let's continue where we ended. Okay, so you see this part, right? I'm circling it again.
No, I can't see what you're circling.
Okay, I'm circling the bit that says 35 by 25, and it has a thingy, a label that says handle.
Okay.
Okay,
luckily,
good.
luckily I already printed it, so you can explain to me. Then I can also look on the printing I made.
Okay, good. So what I want you to look at, because it's a handle and you can see that it's mounted to wood, what materials do you think would be suitable to use for this handle type?
I'm guessing pine and an aluminium threaded rod.
Okay, why would you use pine?
It's affordable and durable and much more manipulatable than steel.
Excellent. What kind of wood is it?
What kind of wood is it? You mean like
Yes.
hardwood or softwood?
Exactly, yes. Which kind is it?
If my memory serves me right, it's a hardwood.
Yes, which would then be a coniferous wood, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So what are the properties of a coniferous wood?
If I remember correctly, the grain is much more compact.
Yes.
They're to a sense they can sometimes be a bit more durable, and they usually come from evergreen trees.
Excellent, very good. And are they, for what kind of manufacturing are they used?
More industrial manufacturing.
Things like?
Hammers,
Yes.
the handles of saws,
Yes.
construction, scaffolding, maybe even.
Excellent, excellent. And furniture, right?
Oh yes, furniture.
And furniture, yes. Okay, and you said, okay, so you've already now mentioned 2 types, right? Okay, so you've mentioned pine, and you've given a specific type of wood, okay, and you've given the properties of that wood. And then you've mentioned aluminum for the rod.
Yeah, aluminium or maybe titanium.
Or titanium. Why would you use
Yeah,
titanium?
it's much more common, making it much more affordable.
Titanium. Titanium is an unbelievably strong material. You normally use those in tools, something like a punch, a metal punch, where you need a lot of strength and durability, because it's obviously going to make an indentation into other pieces of steel. So I would not necessarily use titanium. I think it's unnecessarily expensive and difficult to manufacture, but aluminum sounds quite good. Okay, so besides titanium, yes?
Am I thinking of aluminium or titanium? Because I sometimes get confused between the two.
I think you're thinking of titanium, because the things that you discussed now are features that titanium have, but the only difference is titanium is not as soft as aluminum and not as manipulative. You can't manipulate it as easily as aluminum. Okay, and something you can do with titanium is you can cast it, but you can do exactly the same thing with aluminum. But now you have to think, this is a piece of threaded rod, right?
Yes.
Okay, so is it going to take hammering or not?
It might to knock it into the wooden leg.
Okay, so it can pick up damage, right?
Correct.
Okay, so then in that case, aluminum might not be a suitable material. So if you, but you have to give 2, right? What happened?
I can see a lot of drawing lines.
Yay, finally. That's good. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
Okay, something like aluminum, okay, is soft. And if this bit is going to be made from aluminum and it has to screw into another piece of material and it's constantly being screwed in and out and whatever, it's going to take a lot of wear and tear. Aluminum is too soft for that. So what you need is a piece of mild steel instead.
Mild steel.
Yes.
Okay. So are these things I should mention? Are these all the things I should mention when answering question 9?
You should definitely mention it. They ask you for 2 reasons. So whatever materials you give, you should give a proper, substantiated reason why you've selected that material. Okay, now any of your carbonated steels, right, your mild steels, are very resistant, but they obviously have their downsides as well. What can you remember about your steel, metals? What happens to metal?
They can either be ferrous or non-ferrous, meaning they can either rust or they could be very rust resistant.
Exactly. What kind of material is rust resistant?
Aluminium, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Why?
I
Because
forgot that one.
it's an alloy. That's why. It's a combination of 2 metals. You remember?
I'll just go through it again.
Yes, go through those things, because as you answer this question and as you look at these things, remember, this is stuff that you can now apply to your product. Because if you can remember all the properties of the materials, when you annotate your sketches, you can mention that this is a non-ferrous metal, therefore it won't rust. This is a ferrous metal, it won't be a good option because it's going to rust when it gets into contact with moisture over a long period of time, therefore making it less durable. Okay, so you have to describe things like that. If you do this past paper correctly, it will benefit you greatly in the long run when it comes to your actual products.
Okay.
Okay, and when you're doing your handle, when you're answering question B, how are you going to go about it?
Describe using notes and sketches how you would make one handle. I would.
What are they actually asking you here?
Okay, so they want me to describe how I would make one handle.
They are asking for a process. They're asking you to describe a process. Okay, so if you were to now create that wooden handle out of pine, how'd you go about it? And you see it counts for 9 marks. So it's quite you're going to have a lengthy discussion there.
But should I then use more discussion or more sketch?
You're going to use both. Look, they're asking for notes and sketches. Okay, so whatever sketch you make, let's say, for example, what tool can you think of that will create that round peg?
That round peg.
I'll give you a hint. It is something that you wanted to build and incorporate into your machine.
A lathe.
Yes, there you go. Okay, a lathe does wood turning. That is a round peg, therefore you need a lathe. Okay, so that's one machine that you can mention in the process. Milling by using a lathe to create a round peg. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay, and can you see that this part is also round? It's just a larger peg cut in half.
Yes, I see.
You see, so you can use a lathe to create both parts, but then obviously this part needs to be inserted into that part. And what process would you use to do that? Because there's obviously now a hidden detail there because this peg is in there. So what would you do?
I would find a drill bit that is also 10 millimeters in diameter.
Yes.
You drill a hole into the larger, basically, peg.
Yes. And then?
And then I would use a carpenter's hammer to knock the peg into the other peg.
Excellent. Very good. Do you think the fit would be tight enough for the peg to not slide out, or would you need to add some contact adhesive, some wood glue? Do you think something like that would be necessary?
I think wood glue, because I cannot insert screw because it will interfere with the rail for the with the rotation of the what you call it, the rod, the threaded rod.
Exactly. And remember that that threaded rod there also needs to be inserted into that peg, but from a different side. So you're going to have to estimate the distance between that space and that space so that the threaded rod does not bang up against that peg. Okay, so all of that you need to discuss in this process. So it's going to take your math. Okay, you can see that this one is 25 millimeters in diameter. This is 10 millimeters in diameter. Okay, this peg is 35 long. So if this is 35 in diameter, what is half of that? So it's 15. So 25, not 35. So it's 15 in diameter. That's the center part of that round bit. So that's where that wooden peg needs to stop. Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Exactly. All of that needs to go into this section B. Okay.
Wait, but you said half of 25.
Yes, half of 25.
That's 13, isn't it?
13. What did I say?
15.
Yeah, no, it's 13. Okay, so that is where that bit needs to stop. Okay. Yes, okay.
Okay.
Miguel, let's quickly look at question C. You can read it.
Explain the changes that may be necessary to the design, the manufacturing method used, and the material selected. If 5,000 identical handles were required, use notes and sketches to support your answer.
Excellent. Which process would you use to make duplicates? Think about it. Let's say, for example, spoons.
Yes.
Okay, what process is used to make spoons? You've done this before.
Wood turning.
With spoons.
Wood turning spoons. Spoons.
Okay, you're going to be using batch production. Because they're asking you, yes, batch production, because they're asking you to create 5,000 identical handles. The only way to do that is by using batch production. Okay, so if you look at this question, it actually indicates a different medium that you can use at the top at question A to produce this with. Because now it's not necessarily only wood that can be used for this. What about plastic? Because when you use plastic, you can use thermosetting and you can create a bunch using batch production.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, exactly. Or you can use injection molding and you can create one massive mold that, let's say, contains 10 at a time. And then you use injection molding, it injects, it thermosets, and then you can just take the cast out afterwards. And you've got a bunch that you can just, break off.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on that note, what is a negative of batch production, of doing it this way? A very big negative.
Well, you're going to have to change the material, which might be less durable or actually less strong than wood.
Okay, but plastic isn't necessarily less strong unless it's hollow.
That's true.
Okay, so for me, it would be something like quality. How do you maintain the quality? Because now you've got identical things, yes, but if you know batch production, you know that they're all connected to each other with a little strand of plastic normally, and you have to break that off. And it always leaves a little bit of sharp plastic edge thingies that needs to be sanded down. So quality is always an issue when it comes to batch production and mass manufacture, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Miguel,
Okay.
so you know how to answer this question now, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any
I believe so.
questions?
I don't think so, no. I'm just skeptical about the sketches though. I don't know exactly how I should draw everything and describe everything in a limited time period.
You have 3 hours for this. Remember, this is what we've been practicing for the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm
I know
just thinking that's a lot of sketches still.
it's a lot of sketches, but what I would do if I were you is I would create, let's say, 2 really good sketches and I would annotate them to the brim.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to have 100 sketches. Just make sure that if you have 2 really good sketches, that you can do tiny little sketches next to them where you zoom in, show a hidden detail, and you do it quick. Remember the way we practiced to do quick sketches when I timed you?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do here. Don't forget that. I mean, that is something useful that you can always apply. 5-minute sketches, 5-minute sketches. Don't go over that. Remember what they want here is your initial idea. That's all. They're not asking you for a final solution. They're asking for initial ideas. Remember.
Okay.
Okay, so 5-minute sketches. Okay.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Any last minute questions?
How much time do we have left?
Not enough, unfortunately. But what you can do,
Because I
Miguel.
wanted to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what you can do is you can actually go onto the Canvas site and in the discussion forum, put down all the questions you have, and then we can continue the discussion there afterwards, okay?
Okay. Because I
Okay.
wanted to ask some things about my drawings.
Okay, upload your drawings into the discussion forum, then I can actually know and look at the things while you ask your questions, okay? Otherwise, it becomes very abstract.
Okay.
Is that good?
100%. Yeah.
I'm good. Okay, then I'll
It's
speak
a
to you
single
later.
PDF fine.
Say again?
It's a single PDF with all the sketches in it fine.
Yeah, excellent. I can just go through it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Because
Okay.
I already sent you a PDF, I think, on Canvas.
Yes, you have. You have
Yeah.
already. Okay, so that's going to work perfectly then.
Okay.
Okay, are we good?
Yes. If I have
Okay.
any questions, I'll post them on the chat.
Sounds good. Okay, remember
Okay.
in the conversation section on Canvas, okay, that's where we're going to, the discussion forum, that's where we're going to take it further because I'm not necessarily going to be on Zoom the whole time.
Okay. Just one last minute question. For
Yes.
if I have this amount, if I have to do everything, should I seclude, not seclude, but should I use more time than 3 hours?
Technically, yes, but I want you to get used, if you can do all the questions, if you can do every single question in 3 hours, can you imagine how much time you're going to save yourself when you have the actual exam? You're going to be so comfortable doing it in 3 hours, you can actually then go back and revisit questions. So there are benefits to doing it.
Okay, I will try.
Yes, try your best. That's all we can do. Okay, Miguel, I have to go now, so I'm going to sign off. Okay, we'll continue this in the discussion forum.
Okay, 100%.
Okay, cool. See you later.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.